Have you ever loved someone madly?
What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren, and today we are talking about CYRANO. The movie is directed by Joe Wright, who has brought various stories to the big screen, including The Darkest Hour, Pride and Prejudice, and The Woman in the Window. The writing credits go to Erica Schmidt, who's Peter Dinklage's wife, and she was involved with creating the stage play as well as writing the screenplay for this adaptation. They also credited Edmond Estan, who's the original French author of Cyrano de Bergerac. The story centers around a wordsmith named Cyrano de Bergerac, who is too short and too prideful to tell Roxanne, the woman he loves, about how he truly feels, only to find out that she is falling in love with one of his comrades because of love at first sight, named Christian. With Roxanne's expectations of love letters and Christian not being so good with words, Cyrano steps in to aid Christian into writing her the love letters, but from his own heart. Now, this particular love story I actually enjoy a lot more than Romeo and Juliet. No offense, William Shakespeare, but I also enjoyed the contemporary version, which came out about 2 years ago on Netflix, called The Half of It. That one had more of an LGBTQ spin, and this 2018 stage play, which was written by Erica Schmidt, and as well as she did the 2022 movie, she based the script around her husband, Peter Dinklage's height, and I thought that was a little more complex and a little more layers to our Cyrano character, whereas the original author had our Cyrano character with more of a large nose. And I gotta say, I feel like height over nose just felt more pressured. Dinklage and Bennett reprised their stage roles once again as Cyrano and Roxanne, and they are phenomenal. I love their performances. I love their voices. I had no idea that they could sing. Honest to God. If you've seen some of the roles that I've seen them in, especially with Peter Dinklage and, Haley Bennett's credits, they really give it their all with this performance and with the musical numbers as well as their chemistry. The dynamic between them, you can feel that I'm so in love with you, but you're so far away type of vibe. Kelvin Harrison Jr., who's from It Comes at Night and Waves, he did a wonderful job as Christian. I was actually surprised that he could sing as well, but he was a really good actor. You could really feel that he was just stuck in between a love that he wasn't really invited to. I enjoyed some of the song numbers. I can't say that I loved every single track, but the two that I really resonated with was Madly, which was sang by Peter Dinklage, and you can hear it in the trailer, and this one particular track, and it's called Wherever I Fall. And it's during a war scene, and I did not expect this movie to have death and war just thrown into the sub-arc, but it really plays heavily, and I have not thought to really care about some of the extras who sang maybe one verse each, and to really care about them in that small moment. But when that song comes up, and I've seen this movie twice, but me and my girlfriend were completely emotionally just wrecked. Just a forewarning, because the trailer does not show this sub-arc at all or express it, but please bring the tissues, because I swear to you, it's not a scene that you can just see once, cry, and then go see it again, and then you're totally fine. That song really gets to me. And it's not that I hate Ben Mendelsohn, I just feel like he's always typecasted as the villain nowadays. Come on, have you guys seen The Outsider? He's really good as just a good main character who's conflicted emotionally, and we can care about him. But nowadays, you see him in movies like Ready Player One, or even Rogue One. Those movies had one in it, and he's the villain in those. Especially with this one, he kind of is like Christoph Waltz, in the beginning of his career, where, he was just known in the blockbusters as the bad guy. I'm like, come on, you gotta choose that guy? I mean, I know he's good at just sounding menacing, but give the guy a break. I admire a lot of the commitment and effort that was put into this movie, as well as the production design, the costume design, the makeup, the hair, even the choreography. Just really wonderful. Nothing feels less than subpar. I can't say I found anything I really disliked about the movie. If anything, if I had to really nitpick, and I know I said I love this story, but it's love triangles. Yes, the Hollywood trope of love triangles. It really pisses me off. And especially, like, you want to just yell at the screen sometimes because our characters make decisions, and of course there wouldn't be a plot if they didn't make these conflicting decisions, but they emotionally underestimate each other, and then they put themselves in a corner, and of course people are bound to get hurt emotionally. And it's supposed to be a love story, but people are sad at the same time. And that's just the struggle, just really cuts close to home. If anything, I wish they fleshed out the arc with the love letters being exchanged back and forth with our characters. I would like to know a little more context of what Cyrano wrote, and more of how Roxanne felt, and more what was going through Christian's mind, because he's just accepting to get credit for these letters and not necessarily reading what he wrote. See, I'm only really saying that because they really put their effort into the war sequence that they had. I mean, it wasn't way too long or anything. I just felt like, hey, if you're going to spend more time with this particular story arc, spend more time on this one because this is what you advertised. Alright guys, that's all I got to say about that movie. I believe it's playing in select theaters now, but it plays everywhere on February 25th. So I encourage you, if you guys love love stories, if you guys love musicals, Broadway, just sad stuff. And for those of you Mauians who didn't get to see the movie yet, I encourage you to check it out at your local movie theater, or if it comes on demand. But it was a really good movie. I'm Jaren Ugbanawag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews, and I will see you guys at the movies. Take care.